And Dave Sussman back with you in the chair for Joe Messina. Real Side Radio. This is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying being here with everybody tonight. Thank you for listening and tuning in. You know, the whole idea of this is to have a discussion. It's to also to be able to talk about these things. I don't think that as a country today we are that far away from the other side. And when I say the other side, I assume most people listening to the show are right of center, libertarian, conservative, Republican, whatever you want to call yourself, but we all espouse to the issues of free markets and lesser government, lesser control by a centralized unit. And so if we can have these discussions with each other in a way which allows us to be more cognizant of what the other side is thinking, it sends a message that we're open for conversation. The problem is that when one side is completely closed to the conversation, and we're starting to see that now with this whole discussion about Ilhan Omar and what Nancy Pelosi has done by basically taking this resolution against anti-Semitism and watered it down so badly to the point where it doesn't mean anything, and it didn't really mean anything to begin with. It was just a slap on the wrist. But everybody in the Democratic Party now wants to throw in their entire identity complaint bag into this resolution. Well, it also means no homophobia and no racism. And listen, we're in a place in this country right now, ladies and gentlemen, where I want to sit down with the other side and have these discussions. I want to be able to have a intellectual debate, because I truly believe that our friends and neighbors on the left don't want different things than we want. They want clean air, they want good schools, they want safe communities. But how we get to those things is completely different as far as the means to those ends. Democrats and liberals and progressives believe that they want the strong arm of a centralized government to dictate and determine exactly who it can say what, who can do what, and it's going to cost you because we're going to raise money. People on the right believe in the curmudgeon, just get off my lawn, man. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Let me take care and provide for my family and leave me in peace. I'll pay my taxes. We need fire trucks. We need national security. We need the roads paved. But I don't like the waste. So can we also reduce the waste? That's the difference. You can get specific and go into guns rights and, social issues and things like that. But those are, in my mind, distractions from the two biggest differences between the two biggest groups in this country, and that is Republicans and Democrats, liberals and conservatives, progressives and right-of-center types. And that is big centralized government versus get off my lawn. Leave me alone. And let's talk about how we can have a discussion today, but we can't. We can no longer talk with the other side. Do you know how many people have befriended each other over politics in the past 2 years? There's now dating sites. My good friend Dave Goss, you may know him. He's a good friend of Joe Messina. Okay? He had TrumpSingles.com. He's moving away from it because he needed, as an entrepreneur, you find a need and you fill it. Good entrepreneurs find a need and fill it. What was the need? The need was conservative, good-looking guys like Dave would go on a site. I think he's married, but not Dave, but somebody like Dave, okay, would go on a site, and the first question was, did you vote for Trump? Are you a Republican? You're evil racist? We're never going to meet. And it was, we have this litmus test now where you can no longer even have a discussion. This is how insane our world has become. We can no longer talk. So we're going into our echo chambers, and this is what is really disturbing to me right now. The echo chambers, whether it's social media or radio, talk radio, whatever it may be, or our different websites that we go to, or our friends, we're all cocooning. And the idea of communication, the idea of social media, was that we're supposed to have this global community where we can come together. But we're all splitting apart. This idea of multiculturalism is, in effect, a reason for it. And let me explain why. Oh, Dave, you're so racist. You're such a xenophobe. You're such a bigot for saying such a horrible thing. Multiculturalism is beautiful. No, it's not, actually. Have you looked at Europe lately? Are you starting to take a look at what is happening now in the United States with the idea of multiculturalism? Multiculturalism, on paper, sounds wonderful. Rainbows and unicorns, can't we just all get along? But the reality is that we like to stay with our own. Doesn't mean that we can't be friends with different demographics. Many of us are, and we should be. But generally speaking, when immigrants come into the United States, they form towns like Little Italy, Small Armenia, Lithuania town. Downtown Los Angeles is full of them. There's street signs. Little Bangkok or Thailand. What's some of the others? Koreatown. Chinatown. Let's go down to Chinatown. We're going to go get some good Chinese food. Why? Because that's where the Chinese people live. If I want to go to get some Lithuanian food, I'm going to go to small little Lithuania, Ethiopia, whatever it may be. Why does that happen? Is that racist? Is that xenophobic? No, because people are tribal. You can't take millions of years of instinct and DNA and wiring and throw it all out in 30 years because of some academic philosophical argument and legislate accordingly, where you now no longer can say things on Twitter or Facebook, or you can, I mean, this is how insane it has gotten. Let me tell you why. It has gotten so bad that the circular motion of this argument has come full center back to where it started. Does anybody think that Dred Scott was a good thing? Anybody? Raise your hands. Of course it wasn't. Splitting blacks and whites apart at restaurants and water fountains and buses is awful. It's horrible. But now if you graduate Harvard, guess what graduation you're going to go to if you're black? You're going to go to the blacks only graduation, which has been caused. You're turning down my volume, my input. I'm getting upset. I'm sorry. How is a blacks only graduation at Harvard a thing today in 2019? Asked for by blacks. Isn't this what your parents and grandparents fought against? How insane is this? How insane is our culture today where this is not looked at askance and a raised eyebrow from our media saying, well, wait a minute. Why is that a good thing? Well, it comes back to my initial point of this rant, and that is tribalism may not be a bad thing. We can get along with each other. We should learn about our cultures. We should break bread with people of different backgrounds and ethnicities and sexual identity or whatever, because I don't believe anybody is truly bad. Sure, you've got a few bad apples out there, but most people are good. They just want to take care of their families and progress in life and be comfortable. We all want the same things, but let us live our lives, and that's the difference. The difference is the left want to control your life. And if I have somebody from the left that I'm sitting down with and having a discussion with, we always come to an agreement that we want the same things. It's just they don't understand how much the left want to control everything. Control the smallest part of your life. From the money that you make and are allowed to keep, to the words that you can say, to the way that you can raise your children now, to the things that they're taught in school. This is no longer the land of the free. And we're quickly heading like a train, runaway, down a track without brakes towards it being completely controlled. You want to talk about socialism?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Maxine Waters, Ilhan Omar. The list goes on. You really want to talk about socialism? Go back to school and learn what socialism looks like. Take a look at a few thousand miles south of here in Venezuela. People are eating cats and dogs. They're being shot at because they have the temerity to want to be free. The issue of our time isn't just free speech. The issue of our time isn't just control. The issue of our time is allowing a select, self-congratulatory group of supercilious people, sanctimonious, that hate you, control everything that you do in your life. And we have to stop it. It's been a pleasure sitting in for Joe Messina once again. My name is Dave Sussman. You can follow me at David Sussman on Twitter. Follow Whiskey Politics on YouTube and on Facebook. And I look forward to be back again real soon. Special thanks again to Joe Messina. Cheers. God bless.